What's going on YouTube? It's your boy One of Them Ones, aka One Media, aka One, depending on where you are in the world and your level of elocution. Alright, so let's get into it. Shakur Stevenson secured a 4th round TKO against Jessie Rosales, and this was a very enjoyable fight. This was a great win, a great victory for Shakur Stevenson, a very successful victory, should I say, because he's demonstrated that he can not only fight on the back foot. You know what I'm saying? Shakur Stevenson is you know, he's known as a great looking fighter. You know, he fights on the back foot, he fights defensively very well, but the key thing about this particular fight is that he showed that he can fight in the pocket. You know what I mean? He has got an appetite to fight in the pocket, and in actual fact, in the post-fight interview, he did go on to talk about you know, fighting in the pocket. You know what I'm saying? So at this point, I believe that Shakur Stevenson has a great, well-balanced fighting style and criteria. You know, he's got tools in his arsenal, and at this moment he's 10-0 with, I believe it's 6 victories. I'll have to check it up, but naturally, if he's got 6 victories, that's a 60% KO percentage ratio, which is, you know, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. But yeah, as I say, this was a great fight. It went 4 rounds, scheduled for 10. And you know, this was a classic case of the boxer versus the puncher. Do you know what I mean? A competent boxer always defeats the puncher. Styles make fights. Now, with that being said, Rosales did cut off the ring pretty well. You know, he cut off the ring pretty well. That's pretty much the only thing that he did do well in this fight. But cutting off the ring wasn't enough, as Shakur Stevenson was using a lot of lateral movement and defensive techniques. He simultaneously was landing a lot of shots against Rosales. Do you know what I mean? He managed to split Rosales' guard, his high guard, on numerous occasions. And Rosales was pretty much frustrated throughout the whole fight because he couldn't get his shots off, because Shakur Stevenson was so defensively responsible and elusive. You know, Rosales was never really in the fight. You know what I mean? As I say, he didn't really land that many punches, Rosales, and you know, as I say, it was a great win for Shakur Stevenson. Now, with that being said, you know, the story doesn't end with Stevenson fighting on the back foot and being defensively responsible. In rounds 3 and rounds 4, Stevenson decided to stay in the pocket and trade with Rosales, and he had a lot of success. So much so that he actually dropped him in the 4th round. You know, as I say, this shows that he has an appetite. Shakur Stevenson, that is, he has an appetite to fight in the pocket, you know, which also demonstrates intelligence. You know, he's not just doing one thing or showing one look. He's doing whatever's required to get the job done. You understand what I'm saying? So he's not just fighting on the back foot. You know, he will fight in the pocket if it's necessary. But the other thing that I'll mention that Shakur Stevenson done pretty well with this is he pretty much broke down Rosales in the first 3 rounds, and he waited until he broke down Rosales before jumping into the phone booth with him and trading with him, which ultimately led to Rosales stumbling on his feet on the 10 count, and naturally the referee had to wave it off because Rosales was in no condition to continue the fight. As I say, you know, he broke him down in the first 3 rounds, got in the pocket with him, and this was just a perfectly executed fight. And we look forward to Shakur Stevenson's next fight and, you know, what he can do. Peace.